Well, we've been talking about it all week long. When you get into a pre-holiday type trade like this, and you can tell it just keeps getting thinner and thinner, the markets can tend to gyrate around. And yep, today, I guess you shouldn't be surprised that that is what it is doing. We had some big gains here up until about a half an hour ago. And let's look at where we are now on the corn board with our quotes provided by Bar Chart. Well, all of a sudden, December corn down 1 3/4, and March down 1.50 at 5.86 3/4, only one tick from its low of the day now. And now we're a dime off of our high from not very long ago. Like I say, just a half hour or so ago. Soybean trade has flipped around. We have January down a half cent at 12.72 March down a penny at 12.83 So the trade goes with the whims of the market on a day like this. You have the March Chicago wheat now 10.5 lower at 8.57 after a high last night of 8.74 3/4. That's quite a turnaround there. Let's look at Kansas City wheat. Currently, you have the March contract now trading at 8.79 1/4. That is down 4 3/4 cents on the day. We're off of our earlier high of the day by about 13 cents right now. On the Minneapolis spring wheat market, you now have the March contract 10 1/4 higher at 10.55 3/4. And on the cotton market, well, we had that December down 30 points. March was down 7 points at last check at 115.59. We have Todd Bubba Horowitz on the line. He's with BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. And we've been talking about it, warning everybody, cautioning everybody all week long, Todd, that this could be a volatile week. And it seems like it always works out that way. And here we have it in spades again today. You know, I'm just curious, the managed money funds, do they kind of stay away from a week like this? Do they pull out of the market? Or is this the time when they like to get in and move it around a little bit?
Well, they're not going to pull out, Marlon, but they may not be active participants. I would suspect if the natives get too restless and they push them too far one or the other, they will get involved. But they're not necessarily going to play into a very thin market unless they have a real opinion and want to push. But remember, when the more volume you try to push through, the faster the price is going to move. And that is one of the issues when you're dealing with, the bigger funds. So basically, if they were looking to be long and we just started to see some quick selling here, it would probably be the buyer stepping in to buy them down there. But right now, I'm sure they're just sitting observing with a skeleton crew, with one person watching and making the overall decision, because there's not much to do. And you're not going to get a lot done in very thin markets, because how that does tend to, change the markets themselves. So I expect very little to happen, and we could drip lower. We could, we could go anywhere from here, but it's not a surprise if the earlier rally has fizzled.
Could Friday be even more volatile because we have options expiring on Friday?
Yes, it could be, and again, that's always the case. You could see some very wild activity, depending on if anything happens that will be newsworthy or news-driven. You could certainly see something brought out because of that. But overall, I would expect to see the expiration probably quiet. In fact, some of the action or expiration is probably taking place right now.
Well, Todd, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, and thanks for joining us and all the information that you provide for our viewers and listeners.
And thanks to you and the RFD family. Thanks all. You have a great Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for all of you, and thanks, Mark.
Oh, I appreciate that. Todd Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. We'll be back in a moment. We'll get you updated on our livestock trade next.